All right, let's just get right into this. You look at the players who absolutely dominate on YouTube, the ones raking in millions of views and these massive payouts, and it's just so incredibly easy to think, well, they just got lucky, right? Well, what if I told you that is completely wrong? YouTube is not a game of chance. It is actually the greatest, massively multiplayer online game ever created. And honestly, if you feel stuck at those bottom levels right now, it's simply because you don't know the mechanics yet. So today, we're shifting our perspective completely. We're going to stop hoping for luck, and we're going to start mastering a highly strategic online game that yields incredible, real-world rewards.
Welcome to This Explainer. Our mission today is simple, but it is really powerful. We are going to reveal the exact cheat codes the top 1% of creators use to gain XP. And hey, in this game, XP translates directly to views, subscribers, and passive income. We're going to break down the specific rules of the game so you can literally stop playing like a frustrated beginner and start building your very own media empire.
So here is our quest log for This Explainer. We're going to start by welcoming you to the game, then decode the algorithm myth, dive straight into the content scorecard, explore what we call the purple cow strategy, and finally, build your flywheel. Let's jump right to level 1.
Level 1, welcome to the game. It is time to start leveling up your base stats.
Moving right along to level 2, decoding the algorithm. It's time to defeat the final boss myth.
Listen, so many creators treat the algorithm like it's this magical, highly judgmental god that just randomly decides who wins and who gets punished if they don't post perfectly on schedule. But that mindset, that is a trap, keeping you stuck. The single most crucial perspective shift you need to make today is to completely erase the words "the algorithm" from your vocabulary. Seriously, just replace it with "the audience." YouTube is a business, right? Their entire model relies on keeping people on the platform so they can show them ads. So the system simply follows human psychology. When you sit there and ask, why doesn't the algorithm like my video, you're asking the wrong question. You need to ask, why doesn't the audience like my video? If you win the audience, the system automatically rewards you.
Which brings us perfectly to level 3, the content scorecard. Now, what's really interesting is how we actually measure that audience satisfaction. The true formula for growth is simple to say, but yeah, it's hard to execute. Get people to click, get them to watch, and get them to return. To win, we can conceptually score every single video out of 100 based on 10 upgradable skills. Let's start with the click stats. First, your video concept needs broad appeal. Literally design it as if it's someone's very first time watching you. Then your title. A massive mistake new players make is stuffing keywords to try and please search engines. You've got to stop doing that. Your title needs to spark genuine human curiosity. And your thumbnail? It absolutely has to stand out. The pros, they don't just make one thumbnail, they make multiple and split test them to see what humans actually click on the most. Because if they aren't clicking, nothing else matters.
Okay, so you got the click, but once they finally click, how do you keep them? Enter your retention stats. Your video hook has to be instant. No more long generic intros with those fancy spinning logos, okay? Cut right to the value. In your script, use what psychologists call open loops. Basically, tease an unanswered question early on to keep their brain completely fixated until the very end. For presentation, do not overlook music. It creates emotion and holds attention almost magically. And your editing should always serve the pacing of the story, not just throw random flashy graphics on the screen.
Let's wrap up this scorecard with the Polish stats. For production quality, if you're tight on funds, absolutely prioritize your audio over your video. Bad sound makes people click away instantly, for sure. Then we have optimization. This is where you build the end screen rabbit hole. Instead of just saying, hey, thanks for watching, bye, you seamlessly connect your ending directly into a pitch for your next video. It literally tricks the system into seeing high binge-watching behavior. Finally, community. Just give them one single, incredibly clear call to action, like turn on notifications, rather than desperately listing off 5 different requests.
All right, level 4, the purple cow strategy.
So we are now tackling a massive trap that almost every player falls into, trying to balance content quality against upload quantity. Focusing just on how often you post usually leads straight into a brick wall. Let's look at the battlefield here. On the left, we have the sea of mediocrity. These are videos scoring between 40 and 60. They aren't terrible, but they totally blend in. It's high quantity, but low impact. You will drown here. On the far right is the mountain of perfectionism, scores of 85 plus. Spending 40 extra hours tweaking a color grade that literally nobody notices, that brings huge diminishing returns.
You absolutely want to aim right in the middle, the sweet spot, scores of 70 and above. It's high quality, highly engaging, but you aren't obsessing over total perfection.
Now, to hit that sweet spot, you need to understand marketing legend Seth Godin's concept of the purple cow. Imagine you're driving past endless fields of regular brown cows. You get bored super quickly, right? But what if you suddenly see a purple cow? You stop, it's remarkable, unusual, surprising, and completely worth mentioning. That is exactly what your video needs to be. You have to offer a clear, unique reason for the audience to choose your content over some massive, established creator who is making similar stuff. Be the purple cow.
And this brings us to a really powerful number, 1. Just one remarkable high-scoring video in that sweet spot is going to get you drastically more views, subscribers, and momentum than churning out 3 completely average videos just to satisfy some arbitrary upload schedule. Your channel's reputation builds when every single click delivers a purple cow. Don't post just to post. Post to be remarkable.
And finally, level 5, building the flywheel. This is the end game, folks. This is where you shift from being a solo player to acting like a CEO. Just look at this fantastic quote directly from our source material. These days, creators aren't just trying to become the next PewDiePie. They're building the next Netflix. And that is exactly the goal. You aren't just a YouTuber anymore. You are a media company. Every high-quality video you make is an evergreen asset in your catalog. When you build up a massive portfolio of great videos, you start generating baseline revenue. That means you could take a whole month off from uploading and your channel still prints money entirely on autopilot.
And how exactly does it print that money? Through multiple simultaneous income streams. A single evergreen video can pull in ad revenue from views, fan funding like super thanks, merch sales, affiliate link commissions running silently in your description, massive brand deals, and of course, sales of your own digital products. You put the work in once, and the asset generates all these real-world rewards passively, for years to come. That is the true power of this game.
And if you want to know how the biggest player in the world actually did it, just look at the MrBeast flywheel. Jimmy Donaldson started with just 730 subscribers after his first 100 videos. His secret wasn't just consistency, it was this exact cycle. He made money, and instead of just cashing it out, he immediately reinvested it right back into his team and his production. This allowed him to make much better content, which got him exponentially more views, which made him more money. He relentlessly backed his own business, spinning this flywheel faster and faster.
To keep your own flywheel spinning and to keep your stats rising, you've got to follow this advice. Assemble your dream team to buy back your time. You simply cannot be a 10 out of 10 at scripting and editing and thumbnail design forever. Eventually, you have to hire freelance specialists. Paying a professional for a thumbnail doesn't just save you 3 hours of your life, it results in a higher click-through rate because, frankly, they are just better at it than you are. You upgrade your channel by bringing in better players to help you execute.
So, we arrive at the end of this explainer with one final, pretty provocative question for you to think about. Are you ready to press start and join the top 1%? We've seen today that YouTube is absolutely not a game of luck. It's a game of psychology, of scorecard stats, of remarkable purple cows, and of highly strategic reinvestment. The cheat codes are out there. The rules are clear. The only thing left to do is for you to finally execute. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this completely changed how you view the platform. Now get out there and level up.